I'm in my truck on the way to the airport. I had some services this morning, and I had a conversation with somebody, and it has bothered me enough. I thought, I'm pulling over on the side of the road, and I want to express this because I was talking about how Christians need to be part of the solution. They need to be engaged in the voting process. I went over some of the data and stats that 49% of people of faith are not anticipating on voting in the upcoming election. I went over active church-going Christians and some of the top reasons why some of the active church-going Christians say that they're not interested in voting the election. And I had several conversations after service with some people that were kind of on the fence and not sure. But one of them said, I've been studying a lot of theology, listening to different podcasts, and because we know that God's in charge and God is sovereign, then I'm just convicted that I couldn't vote for either candidate because both of them have such moral flaws and failings, and both of them support evil. And, I don't think I could, in good conscience, vote for someone who's flawed. And I said, okay, well, I understand what you're saying. I think I know where you're coming from. I just want to maybe challenge that thought a little bit. I said, are you married? Do you have friends? Do you maybe hire employees? Are you a manager over employees? Did you have anything to do with that, with choosing employees? Do you go out to eat ever? Because everything else in your life, you are dealing with flawed people everywhere else. And so the idea that I can choose flawed people everywhere else, but I couldn't vote for a flawed person, it seems very inconsistent to me. And it doesn't seem like as theologically of a sound position when Christians have the opportunity to do good and say, no, I don't really want to get involved because I don't want to get my hands dirty. The reason it's as dirty as it is because Christians haven't been involved. And if the idea is, well, I couldn't vote for a flawed person, Jesus is not on the ballot, number one. And number two, the last time Jesus was on the ballot, he lost his election to Barabbas. So the idea that even if Jesus was on the ballot to solve the problem, I don't know that it would. But that's not a reality for us right now. The reality is every person is flawed. The reason Jesus came is because we're all flawed and need a savior. All of us are flawed individuals, and we're never going to have someone that's not flawed. But that shouldn't mean we don't cast a vote to make a difference when it comes to policies that will promote godliness or that will allow evil to run rampant. It does make a difference what we do and how we do it. And even though I totally believe that God is sovereign, God is in control, God has given us the freedom and the ability to make a choice, especially here in America. As a Christian, don't think, well, they're flawed, therefore I can't do anything. Think instead, which candidate will have the policies that will do the best job of opposing evil, of maybe encouraging righteousness, and then vote for the least difficult, the least flawed individual you can, because that's what we did when we chose a spouse. It's what we did when we choose friends. It's what we do when we hire employees. We choose the least of the flawed people, the one that we think is the best fit in that moment for the situation. And then we do the best we can with what we have. This is how we make choices in life. And one day, absolutely, we are hoping to go to heaven, and that's our home. But while we are here, we will only deal with flawed people. So if we're dealing with flawed people, then let's make the best decision we can with the least flawed candidate, or at least the one who have the policies that will encourage the most godliness, the most righteousness, that will oppose the most evil and wickedness. That's what, as Christians, we should be concerned with. Righteousness exalts a nation. Not perfect people, righteous policies, righteous standards. As Christians, we have to be involved in this process.